Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Youthman. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my final review on Monoprice's Monolith X11 11-channel amplifier. But before we get into the video, if you're into home theater, audio, and video, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified when the next video drops. Now, before I get into the review, if you saw the unboxing overview video of the Monolith X11, at the very beginning of the video, you saw me bench pressing the box. Now, some of you guys down in the comments suggested that the box probably was empty and that I retaped it. Well, I just put the raw footage of that clip over on my Patreon page. So if you're interested in finding out, was the box empty? Head on over and consider joining me on Patreon. All right, guys, I have had the Monolith X11 in my home theater for about 2 months, and I've been swapping it back and forth in a couple of different configurations because I've got several amplifiers in for review, as well as several preamp processors. Now, currently, I have the Emotiva RMC-1 preamp connected with the Monolith X11. Now, just today, I watched the brand new John Wick #3. That's a crazy movie. If you haven't seen that, there's not like a lot of explosions, but oh my goodness, with any John Wick film, man, a lot of gunshots, a lot of body slamming, a lot of smashing heads through glass. But the Monolith handled that movie just incredible. So much detail, so much power, so much authority during the movie. One of my favorite scenes in that movie, I mean, just incredibly sounding, was the shotgun scene. There was a scene in there where John Wick was having trouble penetrating these bulletproof vests. And so they go back into the vault and they're like, man, we need some better ammunition. And so he suggests some steel 12-gauge slugs. And so they load up, head back out, and man, they start cleaning house. And every time those shotguns went off, man, it was just thick, it was rich, it was detailed, and that Monolith just, oh man, so much power and authority. The Monolith X11 is basically an 11-channel amplifier in one chassis. And nowadays, we've got Dolby Atmos, we've got DTS X, and so these immersive sounds will require a lot of speakers. Typically, you're gonna have 5 ground level speakers, or maybe 7 or even 9. And then you may have some height channel speakers. You may have 4 Atmos speakers like I have in my room, or you may have 6. And so there's a lot of different configurations. And so my home theater, I have 11 speakers that need power. I have 7 floor level speakers. So I've got a front left, front center, front right, 2 surrounds on the side, 2 surrounds in the back. So there's my 7. And then in my ceiling, I have 4 Dolby Atmos in-ceiling speakers. And so with all 11 of those, the X11 powered them beautifully. Okay, so the X11 is generating 200 watts by 3. So my front LCR, which is 3 clipsless Scaleds, each receive 200 watts of power. Now, most of the time, 200 watts is plenty of power for pretty much any home theater. Now, certain speakers are less efficient than what I have, but even if you have, I would even say like some 89 decibel sensitivity, this is still going to power them beautifully. I mean, there's going to be no problem with 200 clean, solid watts going to each one of your speakers, it's going to power them with ease. Now the side surrounds and my back surrounds and the overhead, which would be my Dolby Atmos speakers, they were receiving 100 watts per channel. Again, plenty of power there, plenty of detail for each one of those. And what I love about this amplifier is that you're getting everything in one chassis. Now some guys may say, well, that's kind of a compromise, and the reality is not a lot of you probably have room for multiple amplifiers, maybe especially in your front rack. I know I've got, probably I could make it work, but it works a whole lot better for me. I would much prefer having an 11-channel amplifier than a 5-channel, and then, you know, how do you figure out a 6-channel? They don't really sell a 6-channel. So does that mean I need to do a 5 and 2, 3? Now I've got 3 amplifiers, and they're taking up a ton of space. With the X11, you get everything in one chassis. Now, one other cool thing that I really like about the Monolith series is in those amplifiers, you can get them configured in a bunch of different ways. They have a 2-channel amplifier, they have a 3-channel amplifier, they have a 5-channel amplifier, they have a 7-channel amplifier, they have a 9-channel amplifier, and they have the 11-channel amplifier. And so looking at the competitors, okay, some of the other competitors out there, I believe that this is an incredible bargain. You get clean power, all in one chassis, and for a Dolby Atmos, a DTS-X, an Oro 3 setup, I 100% recommend this product. Now, one thing I want to mention is I don't know how much heat it generates, and the reason is I have an Aircom AC Infinity fan that sits on top of it, so it's constantly sucking that hot air out of there and blowing it in the back of my cabinet because it's got rear exhaust. And so that part I don't know. I didn't try to take that out and see how much heat it generates, but I'm sure it's going to generate some heat. This monster's heavy. It's got some big toroid transformers, and typically toroidal transformers do generate some heat, so I would expect that it's going to do that. I just don't know how much. But all I can tell you is this amp sounds amazing. It sounds incredible. And so I'm going to post links to each one of some of their offerings down below. Monoprice is entering the game of home audio and home theater, I mean, with some serious force. I mean, they're not playing. They've got their home theater amplifiers. They've got their home theater subwoofer, which I reviewed in a previous video. If you didn't see that, you can check out the link right up here in the card above, as well as in the description below. And Monolith just came out at CEDIA with a dual 15-inch subwoofer. Now this is a bad mama jama. You've got 2 15-inch drivers in this. And they're working on their own home theater processor called the HTP-1. Now this will have processing for Dolby Atmos, DTS-X, as well as Oro 3, and it's supposed to ship with Dirac Live. And so I'm really excited about that. Monoprice and Monolith are entering the scene of home theater, and they're like kicking butt and taking names just like John Wick is. And so if you're interested in any of these, I'll post a link to them down in the description below. And as always, you guys be blessed, and we'll catch you in the next video.